Alex Smyth sits down with Canada Revenue Agency's Randy Westerman to find out what people with disabilities need to know heading into this tax season.
There are so many tax forms out there, it can be impossible to know which ones to fill out. That's why I'm meeting with Randy Westerman from the CRA, who tells me about disability-specific tax forms and claims available this tax season. What should people with disabilities know going into this tax season?
This tax season there's been a couple of changes. The first one is that the Family Caregiver Credit is now the Canada Caregiver Credit, and it is for people who have an infirm person above the 18 years of age, spouse, child, that they're looking after. And it gives them a little bit of relief so that they can claim a credit on that. Also, the form that has to be signed, the T2201 that has to be approved by a medical practitioner, can be approved by a nurse practitioner throughout Canada. So that makes it a little bit easier if you can't get to your doctor or if you don't have a regular doctor.
What is the disability tax credit?
Disability tax credit is a non-refundable tax credit for persons with disabilities, and it gives them a bit of a break on their taxes so they pay less tax.
What is the process for applying for the disability tax credit?
Well, first what they would do is get the forms. They can download them from our website and they would complete their part. There's a part that the medical practitioner, or the nurse practitioner now as well, would have to complete and certify. The forms are sent off to the appropriate place, and Canada Revenue Agency looks at it and makes a determination if the person does indeed qualify for the disability tax credit.
Besides the disability tax credit, what other exemptions and deductions are there available for people with disabilities?
Well, there's many. There's the supplement for those under the age of 18, which if you're approved for the disability tax credit, then you can apply for this credit as well, and that would increase the amount that the persons under 18 could claim. And there's the eligible homeowner expense so that they can do renovations to make the home more accessible for them.
What is line 316, the disability amount for self?
Disability amount for self is an exemption that is on top of the disability tax credit. So if an individual is already qualified for the disability tax credit, they may also be qualified for this exemption, which will further lower their tax burden.
Why is it important for people with disabilities to take advantage of these deductions and tax credits?
Well, first of all, they pay less taxes. Persons with disabilities, some of the equipment that they need, some of the renovations that they need to make their houses accessible are very expensive, and this allows them to have that little bit of extra money and to get credit back, to make life a little bit easier.
How can people find out more information?
They can give us a call at our individual inquiries line at 1-800-959-8281, speak to one of our agents, and they'll be able to help them out and guide them through and perhaps provide them with more information. They can go to our website, which is accessible, go into the credit section and look through, and we have various questionnaires at points which will help people to determine if they may or may not be qualified, and also if they're having their books done by their accountant, they can ask their accountant and go that way.
That was a lot of great information. It's important to know about all the exemptions and credits available to you so that you can take advantage of them.
Agreed, and I really appreciate that Randy wants to educate the public about scams that are out there. I know a number of people who have received those bogus phone calls. You can never be too careful.
There are several different ways to contact the CRA, including by teletypewriter.
For more information on the different credits and exemptions available, you can check out their website at cra-arc.gc.ca.